Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the budget smartphones that are available on Amazon India. And guys, this festival season is here. Diwali is also going to come out soon, so you might be upgrading to new smartphones. So in this video, I'm going to talk about budget-oriented smartphones, and all the smartphones that I'm going to pick will be below 10,000 rupees price band. And whenever you're buying some new smartphones, I would say these are some of the things that you need to consider. I have 5 picks. I'll show you those 5 picks later on, but these are some of the things that you need to consider. The first thing is the processor. That's the brain of your smartphone, and I would say go with the processor with the Snapdragon 6X series. They have actually really good performance. We also have some counterparts with the Samsung's Exynos and even MediaTek. The second important thing is the RAM and storage your smartphone has. Yes, in very low budget, you will get 2 gigabytes of RAM, but I would suggest lean over handsets that have at least 3 gigabytes of RAM, because Android works a lot better. And also in terms of storage, in many of the budget range, you might have 16 gigabytes, but I would say lean over to smartphones that have 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Next, if we move, battery is also an important part because that powers your entire smartphone. And I would say in terms of battery, these days you can get some pretty good smartphones that are having almost 4000 milliamp hours of battery. That should suffice for a full day. And if you're sort of a heavy user, even some smartphones that are having 5000 milliamp hour battery would be a good choice. And also check if they support fast charging. Well, some of them even in the budget range do support that. And lastly, when it comes to display, this is also a very important thing. I would say look at displays that have at least an IPS LCD screen. Hence the viewing angles and the colors will be actually really good. And if the budget permits, yes, you have AMOLED. In the sub 10,000, it's very difficult to get full HD plus, but yeah, you can get HD plus display with IPS displays. So these are some of the things that you need to look. Now let's talk about some of the smartphones that I want to showcase. And first one, this is the Redmi 7A. If your budget is really tight, this is the one. This has actually a pretty small screen. It's a 5.45 inch screen, but again, this is also IPS LCD screen, and it's a HD plus screen, so the viewing angles and stuff are fine. And as you can see, it's a compact phone. This one is actually powered by the Snapdragon 439, which is an octa-core processor, a decent processor for the price. I would say if your budget is very tight. And this does not have a fingerprint scanner, but has that face unlocking. As you saw, it works pretty well. So if your budget is really tight, you can look at it. Apart from that, you can get this in 2 or even 3 gigabytes of RAM, and it has a 4000 milliamp hour battery and 32 GB of internal storage. So if your budget is very tight, you can look at this Redmi 7A. So if you can up your budget a little bit, then we have one more phone from Xiaomi. This is the Redmi 7. As you can see, this looks a lot nice in terms of looks, and also the screen is a lot bigger. We have that notch design. This one is having a 6.26 inch screen. As you can see, the screen looks good. Again, this is an IPS LCD screen, again a HD plus screen, hence the viewing angles and everything are actually really good on this one. And in terms of what do you say, RAM, again this comes in 2 or 3 gigabytes of RAM. I would again, as I've told you, lean over the 3 gigabytes of RAM. Internal storage, yes, 32 gigabytes. And moving to the camera, now we have a dual camera setup on this one, 12 megapixel that we have, and the other is a 2 megapixel, and front facing is actually a 8 megapixel. And as you can see, we also have a physical fingerprint scanner. So again, if your budget is tight, and yeah, I forgot about the battery, this one also has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, and this is actually powered by the Snapdragon 632 SoC. So again, a pretty good handset, I would say, if you are on a tight budget. This is the Redmi 7. And next, I would say if you are a selfie centric person, this is again a Xiaomi phone. This is the Redmi Y3, and in fact I would say this is very close in specs to the Redmi 7 that I showcased. Almost the same screen size, 6.26 inch. Everything is almost the same processor. In fact, the Snapdragon 632. The rear camera is also the same dual camera that you're getting, but the big difference is the front-facing camera on this one. This one actually has a 32 megapixel selfie camera. So in this price band, I would say if selfie is your biggest concern, this one takes the best selfies out of the lot. And other specs are the same. This also has that 4000 milliamp hour battery and the fingerprint scanner. So in a tight budget, if selfie is your highest concern, you can have a look at the Redmi Y3. Now if your budget is a little bit tight, a little bit more flexible, and you really want an AMOLED screen, then we have this. This is the new Samsung Galaxy M10s. I'll just switch it on. And this one actually has an AMOLED screen. This is the only phone that I picked that has an AMOLED screen. And the advantages of AMOLED screen is that the contrast level, everything, as you can see, this picture looks really punchy. The blacks look really black. So again, it gives you that contrast. So the picture quality, what you get, many people like what they get with the AMOLED screen. So this is the one that it has. And apart from that, this also actually is powered by the new Exynos octa-core processor. And this one actually has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, as you can see, physical fingerprint scanner. Also the dual camera. This is a 13 megapixel and 5 megapixel, that's wide angle. And if we move towards the front, as you can see, we have the notch camera, that's a 8 megapixel. And this also has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, and in fact this also supports 15-watt fast charging. So again, this is also a really nice device if you're on a tight budget and you really want that AMOLED screen. Again, this is a HD plus AMOLED screen that we are finding. And lastly, I have one more pick, and this is a new phone that was just recently launched just about a couple of days ago. This is the Vivo U10, and as you can see, this has an IPS LCD screen. This one also, this is having a slightly bigger 6.35-inch screen, and this is also an IPS LCD HD plus screen. But the thing with this one is that this has a big 5000 milliamp hour battery, and it comes with 18-watt fast charger. And also in terms of looks, as you can see, it looks the most stylish, I would say. It has a physical fingerprint scanner over here. In fact, the cameras on this is a triple camera setup that we are having, not dual, triple. As you can see, the main camera is actually 13 megapixel. Then we also have a 8 megapixel, that's ultra wide, and we also have a 2 megapixel, that's bokeh. And moving to the front facing camera, again, it's a notch design, that's a 8 megapixel. And the big thing is that this has that 5000 milliamp hour battery with an 18-watt fast charger. So guys, these were my picks for the budget oriented smartphones that you can buy on Amazon India during this Amazon Great Indian Festival, that is from 29th September to October 4th. Anyways guys, that's it for now for this video. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.